Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gael. I go by Last Chat Barber on Instagram, man. If y'all want to give me a follow, right here, I'm gonna just run through a quick high taper. As you see, you saw me draping my client right there. Draping your client properly. Making sure the cape isn't touching your neck and on the neck strip properly, man. It does a lot for the experience, and it shows your client that you know what you're doing. So that's a big bonus whenever you're draping your client. Here you see me going through my trimmers, setting in my bald line, my bald guideline. Mostly with high tapers, I try to keep that bald line right there at the top of the C cup, going to about the top of the ear. Right here for the back taper, guys, you'll see how I try to keep the guideline more rounded instead of straight across. That is just so the corners of the back taper are more darker when it comes to lining up the back. It shows more of a contrast in the fade. Just brings out the fade, makes it pop out a lot more whenever you're lining up the back. Right here, you'll see I bring out my Andy shaver. Trying not to go really to the very top of where I set my guideline, because once you pass that bald line with that shaver, man, it's gonna leave a really hard bald line. So just stay about a little, like a centimeter, a little quarter of an inch down from that line with your shaver, and it should be perfect. Also, I bald it out, below the ear, behind the ear. Just adds more of a bald effect, to the haircut. Just does a lot more for the fade. Right here, you'll see I have set my guideline for my number 1 guard open with the masters. Just making sure they're even throughout the whole fade. Left and right side, they're even, matching up and everything. Right here, next you should see me go with my open blade all the way. Just sitting in the guideline. I really go about a half an inch, I would say. As long as my number 1 guard open is reaching that top corner of the edge up to about like a little bit behind the top of the ear. Just flipping it out, not setting in such a harsh line. On both guidelines that I've set, I try to be real smooth with it, so I don't set any harsh lines that I won't be able to fade out, or that would just cause me to struggle. Here you see me go with my half guard. I open it up to about the second notch, play with it a little bit, but that's usually what I go to when I use that half guard. Really don't use it as much unless I'm going through with detail. I'm trying to raise the fade with that, since really that's just about a 1. If you open it all the way, it opens up to a 1. Here you see me would go with my number 1 guard. It should be closed. I'm just opening it as I go up, trying to fade it throughout the fade. Trying to stretch it out as much as I can. If you stretch that fade out more, it's just gonna look even more faded. Really try to shoot for that lately. Here I go with my clipper of a comb. Good flat top comb. Closed. I close my blade. I'm going against the hair. Y'all really gotta dig in with these combs, man. Whenever you're doing clipper of a comb, you just gotta dig in on the hair. Going up with the head as much as you can, but don't be afraid to really dig in and cut the hair off. As you see, my client, he has a lot of hair on the side, so I might have to cut a good amount off, so the transition from the number 1, up into the top of the hair, it blends in really good. If y'all really don't know, most combs, their sizes are about a number 1. So if you use that as your, like, you can really just straight dig into a number 1 from fading, and it should blend in pretty smooth. I do recommend going back with your number 1, just flicking it out a little bit more into where you clipper over comb, just to add a little bit more of a transition, more of a fade into it. But man, with that clipper over comb, man, you should be able to fade it all in together. We're going with some trimmers right now. These are actually my 0 gap trimmers that I talked about earlier. Here you'll see me just repeating the same process as I did on the left side, just doing it to the right, trying to keep it as even as I can, going from my closed, opening it as I go higher in the fade. Just really looking back in the mirrors, making sure that the fade is as even as possible. It does a lot for the fade in the beginning instead of having to go back in the end to detail it more. Here you'll see me just putting on my half guard, really trying to stretch it out into the one open as much as I can. Here y'all see I go with my number one guard closed, just trying to flick it out into the one open. Just trying to stretch out the fade as much as I can. Like I've been saying, guys, I'm sorry, I'm just really repeating it because it's really what you got to do with these fades, with these tapers, man. Try to stretch it out with that small portion that you have, so it actually looks really faded. I think I cropped out my clipper over comb right here on this side, guys. Sorry about that, but just know obviously I did it. I'm still right here playing with that number one. Here you'll see I'm switching in between my guards, trying to even out the left and the right side. Here I'm just doing what I can, doing the little detail work. This detail it adds a lot to the fade, man. It adds a lot. This is what separates you from cheap barbers, the ones that are just in there getting their seats, getting them real quick in and out the seat. This haircut didn't take me 15 minutes. Obviously it was a 45-minute cut. I just cut it down for the video. Sorry about the wind, guys. I'm outside trying to record the video or the voiceover for this video, but man, it feels beautiful outside today, man. It's National Women's Day, so shout out to all the women in the world. Here y'all see me bring out my zero gap trimmers, going against that bald line, trying to flick it out. Here y'all see me bring out the cordless masters back, going from closed to open, trying to stretch out the fade as much as I can. I accidentally cropped out my one guard with the back of the fade, but here on the back with this client, I really don't have to use a half guard because his hair is pretty dark. Well, most people's hair are pretty dark in the back, in the nape area right there. So really, I just went with my open all the way, flicked that out into my one closed, and that really just got the back faded in pretty good, and I felt like that was good enough. Here you'll see how far I really stretched out that open into that one closed, so I can go ahead and just hop into my clipper over comb. And then this area, when it comes to clipper over comb, y'all really gotta watch out with that occipital bone, the bone that pops out right there above the nape area. It can cause a little trouble when going with clipper over comb. Y'all gotta check how it looks. Make sure you brush up that area with your comb, seeing how much y'all can really cut off without getting too close to that bone and making that area too light. Here y'all see me going through with my trimmers, lining up the whole fade. This right here around this area behind the ear, guys, y'all can see how I'm folding down the ear from the top so I can get that that good arch going around the ear to the tapered area. Here I really try to keep a really nice sharp edge up right there, so the fade pops out both from the back and right there on the side taper. Sorry guys, I really did cut out a good amount of the video, but throughout me cutting my client's hair, I make sure I dust them off pretty frequent, man. Keeping your client clean, making sure he doesn't have too many hairs all over the place, just showing that you're focused, you like a clean canvas. Here y'all see me come back with my masters open, just doing a little bit more detail work. Whenever you do the edge up, around the taper, you see a little bit more imperfections that you didn't see, before the edge up. So here you see me just really flicking out the area by the ear, that area tends to get a little bit dark sometimes, especially when you edge it out. So me, I'm just trying to make sure it's faded on both sides evenly, making sure everything's even. Here I begin on my edge up. You see how I tilted my client towards me, so I see everything, straight across, seeing where I go. Usually when I do tapers, I start in the corner of both sides. He told me he wanted me to keep it at the same length where his edge up is at. So I just, start knocking off the hairs in the corner, going towards the middle on one side, and then, I'll just repeat the same process on the other. And for the side of the edge up, y'all see I really try to stretch down the skin so I don't nick the eyebrow and don't push the edge up back as far. Sorry guys, truck passing by right now. I'm still outside, but you see me looking back, making sure the fade's good. Talking to my boys, chopping it up in the shop, man. And it's just this dope shop, man. I got some good people in there, man. It's just all love in there, man. You'll see me go through with my trimmers, doing a little clip over comb with my trimmers. It's a little bit more precise, man. If y'all don't know what y'all doing with that, man, y'all can really mess up the fade, man. But with that, I just needed to scrape off a little bit, real small hairs, so the fade looks a little bit more blurry in the corner right there. And as y'all see throughout the whole edge up, y'all see me consistently brushing the hair down, combing the hair down, especially with straight hair. Straight hairs tend to pop out, on the edge up. So me just trying to get this edge up perfect for my boy, man. My boy Rico, he's been coming to me for about 3 years, man. I love this dude, man. Me and him go way back, man. We went to high school together. Hopefully, we're still gonna be friends after. I know we will, man. That's my brother, bro. So, shout out to him, bro. Shout out to you, letting me, being on my first YouTube video, man. It's a lot, doing it you as my first person for this video, man. You're one of the reasons why my tapes are so cold the way they are, man. Appreciate you, man. Y'all go show some love to my boy. Here y'all see me bring out the straight razor to edge up the sides. Really not going to edge up the top with my straight razor because it's not really where hair is popping out. So just hitting the sides really quick. What the fuck are you doing back there, man? My bad, man. I got my dog over here taking this dude out, chilling outside. Dude's over here trying to hide under the house. But yeah, y'all see me, trying to cut off all the hairs right there next to the edge up. Just doing a little more detail, making the edge up pop out a little bit more. Alright guys, and that's the end of the video. I appreciate y'all for sticking with me and watching the whole video or skipping it to the end, man. I know how y'all be doing it nowadays. But yeah, man, give us a follow on Instagram. It's me and my bros right there. Just give us a follow. I also attached a video from a year ago. Same client, taper fade and everything. He just had a little bit more hair on top, man. It's just showing y'all, if y'all stay consistent with your cuts, man, I love this game, man. I love this hustle, man. So just gonna keep going at it, man. I post more videos for y'all. I'll try to keep dropping them on Mondays, Sundays, try to stay consistent with y'all, man. Love y'all. Peace.